Oh. Upsy daisy. Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. I'm Glyph and thank you for joining me for yet another Monster Hunter hunt. So today we're doing another double hunt. We will be hunting the Tzitzi-Ya-Ku, which is a bird type weapon, similar to the Tzitzi-Ya-Ku. That's sort of a smallish, quick sort of creature, has little flashbang antennas. So that one's not too hard, it's just a little tricky chasing it down. And we'll also be tracking down a Paolumu, which is sort of a flying bat thing, sort of a fuzzy puffball flying bat thing, and we'll be trying to take both of them down in the same hunt. The weapon of choice today will be the Insect Glaive. It's a rather interesting technical weapon, not one I've done a lot with. I did play a fair bit of it in a previous version of the game on 3DS. The controls were a little clunky on the handheld just because my hands are too big, but it was an interesting weapon. I found it very fascinating, so I've had a little bit of a play around with it at the moment, and I'll show you how that works today as well. Raise a glass to the hunt. I'll take a drink, and then I'll get my customary pre-hunt, pre-hunt nosh. So for this I think we'll go in trying to hit hard, so we'll get a meat platter for that attack bonus, just because we've got the 2, and all these missions do have a time limit. I don't think I'm going to need the whole 50 minutes that it gives me, but you know, better safe than sorry. Especially with the Paolumu, it is a flying enemy, which I do kind of have some struggle with those sort of enemies on a number of occasions. The Insect Glaive should make it easier, just because it's got a lot of mobility, a fairly decent air game. So we'll see how things go. So off we go to the hunt. So we're heading to the Coral Highlands today, which is a absolutely beautiful and bizarre landscape. Kind of a bit alien going, but there's a lot of climbing, a lot of elevation, which makes chasing down critters interesting. So here we are. As usual, I forgot to... Oh, we've already got a trace on one of them. Didn't take long, but I'll just make sure that my items are okay. All this stuff from previous hunts I don't need. Everything's pretty much fully stocked, and as usual, just to be on the safe side, I usually don't use them, but I find it good to have just in case. And I'll also be grabbing I've got some flash pods here. Here we go. Some flash pods in case the Paolumu gives me some trouble with its flying around. Flash pods are pretty good. You pick up flash bugs out in the wild, and they turn into flash pods. You can carry 3 at a time, and they're an alternate ammunition to your slinger. So you can have the whatever you picked up loaded into it, as well as grab that. Now I've got it loaded in, but it keeps the a bit of an upskirt shot there. It keeps what you've got loaded in there, just sort of puts it to the side while you switch it out for one of the ones that appear in your equipment slot. So where is it? There's flash pod there. So we'll see what lies this way. Having stuff. So it's just a question of, do we find the Paolumu first, or is it going to be the Tzitzi? Oh, there we are. So this is my Insect Glaive on the back, and you can see I've got a insect on my arm. So the one that I've got does poison damage, or has a poison element, so that's always a bit handy when you're fighting monsters, especially ones that like to move around a lot. Does damage over time, that kind of thing. We got some tracks for the Tzitzi-Ya-Ku. Helps if you hit the right button there. Okay, so I think that's what we're tracking. Cool. Was hoping to get that one out of the way first because it's a slightly easier sort of smaller monster. So I figured it'd be a good one to sort of start on, warm up before getting into the Paolumu. Because the Paolumu will likely give me a little more trouble. It's a lot more maneuverable. Like I said, it flies in the air, which I always have troubles with flying enemies in any game. Just something about them. They tend to be my Achilles heel. Oh, yeah, there he is. Didn't even see him. Okay, so you see, got my insect going already. So the trick with this particular weapon is to make sure that you use your insect, because your insect will basically attack a monster and get extracts. And you see it glowing there, and I call it back to me. And those extracts give you buffs. So you got a red one, a white one, and a orange one. Now I haven't gotten the red one, which is the one that I really want, because that's in my opinion, the most important buff. I've got trick is that one needs to get from the head, because you get the different extracts from different body parts of the monster. There we go. And so you got your head, which gives you the red one, which is the attack buff. So it gives you more damage. It also gives you, extended combos, fancier moves, that kind of thing. The white one, I believe, increases your movement speed. Nice little move there. Jump. I believe the orange one, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does defense. Gives you a defense boost. But the important thing with the Insect Glaive is to get those buffs. If you're not getting those buffs, you're not operating at full strength. You're not going to get the most out of your weapon, and you might as well be playing something else, really, because they don't have that wind up. And as I said previously, it also has a pretty decent aerial game. Because as you saw before, I did this sort of vaulting move, which is upsy daisy, which is a great way to mount monsters, move around, and what I hope will be the case, because I haven't actually used this against flying monsters yet, it should give me a bit of a, I've lost all my buffs, bit of an advantage on getting them while they're in the air. Another white one. I don't want the white one. Give me the red one. I want the red one. There we go. Red buff. So that's the one I feel is probably the most pivotal to playing the glaive, just because it gives you those extra combos and extra damage. The rest of them are really handy, of course, with the maneuverability and defense. It's gonna flashbang me. Yep. Good defense against that flashbang is you can defend against it with a shield. So any of the weapons that have a shield, so sword and shield, charge blade, either of the lances, or even a heavy bowgun, you can get a shield attachment. And as long as you've got the gun pointed at them and you're not firing or reloading, then you can defend against the stuff. So come back here. Bit jumpy, this one. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention with the buffs from the Insect Glaive, another thing that you can get is health. Basically, if you hit them on the tail, you get health. Head is the red buff. I believe it's the legs or wings that give you the white one, and the main body gives you the orange. Or the base of the tail. I think you need the tip of the tail to get the healing. But and there's two ways you can mark it. You can just do a whack, which is just your R2, and it'll fly off, attracted to the tag. I don't think it's running off. That's okay. I need to chug a potion. Sharpen up. Or you can actually shoot the marker out of the end of the staff by with the weapon out. You hold down L2, gives you the target reticle, and you can kind of then sort of shoot the glob of pheromones or whatever it is to tag it for your insect. like, I'll get that out. There you go. Bang! It helps if you hit pop. And my insect is off. Get me a buff. Get me an orange buff. Oh yeah, and if you've noticed, there's when the insect attacks, there's these little flying bug things like this here, which is effectively where the elemental properties of the insect come into play. It's a little cloud of bugs that, when it's hit by a weapon, either by yourself or even party members, can trigger it off. It'll do a thing. So look, one I've got at the moment is poison. So basically you hit that cloud, it gives a little poison explosion, deals some damage to nearby. I do have another one that creates a healing cloud, which, to be perfectly honest, I had intended to be the one that I packed for this, but I totally forgot while I was getting everything set up, and as such, there's I didn't do that. So we got a flash bug. So that's what you use to make the flash pods. Okay, now before he gets too tough, we want to tag him. Get my insect to take a bite. We'll get that. Just because he's such a little guy, that headshot is really hard. And that should be the last of the buffs. That's what I want. Oopsie daisy. That was a bit useless, but that, however, less so. Kind of have to be close to him to vault over him and that be effective. I've tried it when I'm further back, and while you're in the air, it does not protect you from his flashbang. You need to actually get over him in order for that to be a thing. Heal. Been kicking the crap out of me a bit. He doesn't have a lot of knockback because he's only a little guy, but you can see my attacks are not as flashy or cool because I lost my attack buff, but that's one down. There we go. Tzitzi-Ya-Ku. So we'll wait for him to bit it. We'll carve him up for his parts because, you know, that's the whole point. There we go. We'll collect some bones because while we're here, might as well. And now we'll head off and see if we can find our... Oh, another flash bug. Always good to keep them stocked up. Those flash pods that they make are really handy. Especially against, I found, flying enemies, because it basically, if you hit them in the head or such, it blinds them, stuns them. For flying enemies, it tends to force them onto the ground, which makes them a lot easier to sort of hit, unless you've got a gun or a bow, in which case it's not that big a deal, but even then it's still easier. Those things are getting annoyed with me. Need to find the Paolumu. Probably should sharpen up as well once I lose these guys. Yep, lost them, cool. And we got another bunch that might take an interest momentarily. I'll eat a piece of steak. Should have done that before we started. Give my stamina a bit of a buff. There we go, and back into it. Oh, we got a regularly itchy. They're good. They slow down your stamina loss. Where is he? Always like to get the itchy if I can, because stamina is kinda handy. I mean, not life or death vital necessarily, but it's what you use for your dodging. and stuff, and you know, dodging is good. Especially when you get up against some of the scarier stuff. Oh, and that looks to be like our prey over there. So we'll get up here, drop on him. That is our Paolumu. Hello, my boy. Oh, I'm coming to get you. Come here. I want that buff. Is that the orange one? Red one? Red one, yes. And get another buff. Come back here. This one's not as flighty as some of the other flying ones. Oh, there he goes. This is puffball mode. Oh. Windbag. There we go, now we're on him. And when you're playing with the Insect Glaive, if you do a lot of that jumping up and down and stuff, then you're gonna find yourself mounting a lot. So, you know, if you want to be climbing on the back of monsters and whacking them and everything, then this is the weapon for you. Just trying to shake me off. Oh, we got the special move. There we go, and down he goes. Get my attack buff back. Damn it. Doesn't get the buff I want, so I'll just let the Insect bite at him a bit. He'll keep flying at the guy until I call him back, basically. So all my weapon gets put away like that. Not sure what caused that, but... Oh, that roar! I hate that roar. That roar is the bane of my existence, especially seeing as I like weapons that do a lot of combo type stuff, and like you're getting in the middle combo, you're getting the build up, and you're about to hit them with the big thing, and then they roar, and then you stun you, and you're just basically stuck there doing nothing. It's stupid. But, you know, nobody said it was meant to be easy. Swing over. Oh, I was worried I wasn't going to make that. You can run, but you can't hide. Come back, my insect. Give me my buff. Give me attack buff. That's what I want. And movement buff. What the hell happened there? Oopsie daisy. Helps if I lock on him. Spin around so much you lose sight of him if you're not careful. Oh, whacking me out of the air. Rude. Keeps unlocking from him, I don't know why. This is the problem with flying enemies, they move around a lot. Oh, for Christ's sake, pick a side of the map and stick to it. We got the buffs back up. Orange buff. That's orange buff. Or yellow buff, depending on how you see the colours. Oh, come on. And we're back on. Yeehaw! As I said, if you want to be climbing on the back of monsters and ruining their day, then this is the weapon for you. I mean, the longsword's not too bad at it. I found the sword and shield to be a pretty effective one, but the king of mounting weapons is the Insect Glaive. Just because you've got that jumping around, Cirque du Soleil, kung fu flipping, and it's just the stuff. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? Caspian's giving me some health, thank you Caspian. And I think it's gone and done a runner on me, that's right. I need to sharpen up anyway. Not that this is the sharpest weapon by the looks of it, but it's the Insect Glaive made from parts of the Andronath. So it's a fire element, so it's used like guts of fire, as I'm sure you've noticed, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure what its slashing is like. I know some of the glaives are sort of a sharp slashing weapon. This one looks more like a blunt one, but I don't know. Could just be aesthetics. I think having no real indicator to give me the buff. Send it back out again. The same buff or a new buff. Can you give me a new buff? There we go, white buff. Come here. Ow, come here. Did I get his head? Oh, that means it came back and then he ran out of stamina. Oh. He's got like windy type things going on. Come back. Need the headshot. There we go. I want my attack buff. Come on back. No, that's my defense buff. I don't want the defense buff. I want the attack buff. That looks like the attack buff. If I can get up and claim it before he bites me again. Yeah, there we go. Now, while I was doing all that, I didn't realize he was kicking the absolute crap out of me. Alright. The difference that attack buff makes is amazing. You're gonna run away from me again, are you? Where are you going? Hanging up there to come back down? Or are you running away? You are running away. that on the way past. Where to go, boys? This way. And the chase continues. He's sleeping. Doesn't he look good? So cute. Actually, he does look kind of cute. Oh, whack him in the face. Oh, excuse me. Okay. You go upstairs. Are you flying away again? God damn it! Oh, upstairs. Oh no, coming back down. Help if I pay attention to what's in front of me rather than gazing at the map, eh? Alright. Well... alley-oop. Yeah. Hoopla! Up we go. It does progressively get harder to mount. There we go, got him. That was done. And the way he was flying around a lot at the end of that, I'm so glad I packed this weapon as opposed to like, well, something a bit more grounded. Had considered bringing the dual blades to this instead, but I'm glad I did not, because good lord, that's just a lot of flying around. Bits, no, just off footprints and things. Oh, might as well. Research points, never have too many. Alright, that's the end. So another successful hunt, demonstrating probably not the most complicated weapon, but certainly one of the most complicated weapons out there. It's up there with the charge blade on just learning the nuances from what I've experienced so far. Still, I haven't tried all the weapons yet. There are still ones I haven't touched at all that are on my list. The lances, I haven't touched either of those. The bagpipes, they should be interesting. I expect they will be kind of technical, but I don't really play a lot with in parties at the moment, so I've never really felt the need to try them out and get good with them. I mean, from what I understand, they're great if you can get them to work when you're in a party, because you buff the team members with the songs and all that kind of thing, which is a great help. But I'm not really sure what the solo game for the bagpipes is like, but I will get round to them and trying them out and use them. As I've said, it's my intention to basically get to it all and try all the weapons out and sort of show them. I may end up coming back to some old favourites before I get through them all, but as far as I'm aware, there's plenty of monsters in the game, plenty of stuff, so I will get around to trying them all, I promise. But with that said, that is the end of the hunt. We have succeeded. All is good. And it's time to head on back and continue on with bigger and better things until time for the next one. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a like if you did, and keep watching this space for more. Until then, you guys have been fantastic. Peace out.